What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with my Week 12 wide receiver rankings. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to beat your friends and family in fantasy football. Bring home that title. Fantasy Joe, hitting that subscribe button is the best way to do it. I bring you all of the content, waiver wire, rankings videos, buy lows, all that good stuff. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, beat your friends and family in fantasy football. Hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, hit them up in the comment section down below. Like button and all that helps out the algorithm of the comments. And like I said, it's basically your fantasy football hotline down there. But let's hop in these rankings. So number one, I've got CD Lamb against Washington. I think this could be a game where Washington can hopefully push them just enough that they keep throwing the ball a lot. CD Lamb, I think, is due for a monster day again. 2, Tyreek Hill against the Jets. Just a tough matchup for Hill. I even thought about putting him at 1 just because his speed. It's too hard to stop. You're definitely not benching Tyreek Hill. Maybe just your expectations slightly. 2, he could struggle against this defense. I expect him to. 3, A.J. Brown plays Buffalo. I said this would be a high-scoring game. A.J. Brown's an absolute smash play. 4, Stefon Diggs against Philly. Same game. Big-time target player. I know it hasn't been what you wanted recently, but I still have confidence in Stefon Diggs. 5, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's been phenomenal this year. I expect him to have a good game against Green Bay, especially if Green Bay's offense can show up in any way. 6, Keenan Allen. He plays Baltimore. Tough matchup for Keenan, but he's still been Keenan. I think he's going to have a good game, and he dropped a touchdown last week. Could have had an even better day. 7, Brandon Ayuk. He plays Seattle. Good matchup for Ayuk. I don't expect Seattle to push the 49ers much. I think that'll be, even if Geno plays, I don't think that'll be a great game, if I'm being honest. 8, Michael Pittman Jr. He plays Tampa Bay. Pittman Jr. has just been getting an absurd target rate this year. Tampa Bay, one of the worst teams against wide receivers in fantasy football. 9, Tank Dell against Jacksonville. Dell has just been on an absolute tear recently. Jacksonville has that pass funnel where they want to stop the run. They want you to throw the ball. Tank Dell says, I will happily oblige, and go off again in this week. 10, Puka Nucua against Arizona. Even if Cooper Kupp plays, I think Puka will increase his usage, and even when Cooper Kupp plays, Puka Nucua is still a good play. So you can roll out Puka with confidence against Arizona in a good matchup. 11, Davante Smith against Buffalo. We've seen that increase in targets with Dallas Goedert breaking his form. We saw that last year. Expect him to be good in this matchup against Buffalo. 12, Mike Evans against Indy. Evans is a guy who gets a ton of targets. He works mainly on the outside, and I think that's where the culture is susceptible to wide receivers. So I think I have a lot of confidence in Mike Evans. 13, Davante Adams. I think this will be a high-scoring game, and that or not a high-scoring game, excuse me, but I think the Chiefs will score points to the Raiders, and then the Raiders will have to answer, so I think Davante Adams will get a good amount of targets in this contest, and I don't have anybody that can cover him. 14, DJ Moore. He plays Minnesota. Good matchup for wide receivers. He should have a good day. 15, Jamar Chase. He plays Pittsburgh. I don't really know what to expect on Jamar Chase. You got to hope that the volume can just get him there. I don't know if that's going to be the case, to be honest. Jake Browning, we will see. We'll learn more about him this week, but I am worried about Jamar Chase, and but I do think I think you're playing him, and you're moving forward hoping, he can get you 80 and a touchdown, something like that. But I think it really removes that crazy ceiling Jamar Chase had, and obviously I think Jamar Chase owners are a bit sad. I wouldn't mind moving Jamar Chase if I'm an owner, if you still have that opportunity. 16, Nico Collins. He plays Jacksonville. Nico's a guy I expect to be going again soon. Even when Noah Brown's back, I expect Nico to be a big part of this offense, but I would take Tank Dell over him. 17, Jalen Waddle plays the Jets. Another tough matchup. And while he struggled recently, I think if it wasn't for the matchup, Waddle would be higher, though. I do think he's just such an explosive player, even in a tough matchup. He makes that one play and gets past somebody. It's a house call. So I'm not too worried about Waddle, to be honest. Even in tough matchups, that's a nice thing about having explosive players. Speaking of guys who aren't explosive, though, Adam Thielen up next. He's still a good play against Tennessee. Adam Reich took over the play calling again. I expect him to get a good amount of targets each and every week moving forward, and Tennessee is a good matchup. Garrett Wilson plays Miami. Tim Boyle will start. Can't get much worse than Garrett Wilson, so I don't think you can downgrade him, and he does get a lot of targets. Miami's susceptible to pass, but their cornerback, their secondary is getting a lot more healthy, so it's something to monitor moving forward. They might not be that dynamite matchup we've been looking for, but if Miami can score on the Jets, they'll have to answer, but I don't know if that will happen. 20, Deebo Samuel. He plays Seattle. He's a good play. Deebo is a great player. Chris Olave. He plays Atlanta. I think Olave was one of the guys I was worried about leaving too low on this list. Just nobody having a bye. plenty of good options out there this week, but I still like Chris Olave against Atlanta. I think his better days are ahead. He had a strong end of the season before his bye week in Week 11, and now more time with Carr. Hopefully, or I guess you hope that Carr plays in this contest. That's no guarantee, and if Carr is out, I do think that downgrades. Actually, I don't think it downgrades Olave. I think it probably upgrades him because Jameis Williams will just be chucking him the ball. Jameis Winston, not Jameson Williams. Wow. It's early, boys. But DK Metcalf, I had 22. He plays San Francisco. It's a solid matchup. I kind of expect Seattle to get dogged in this one, though. I don't know what the quarterback situation will be like. I don't know how good Geno will be. I'm just worried in general. And that San Francisco defense is stout. 23, Calvin Ridley. This might be a surprise to you guys. The reason I have him here is Zay Jones played last week. I think he's going to be a little bit better when Zay Jones plays. I think it opens up things for that offense. And against Houston, a game where I think they'll have to put up some points. I think Calvin Ridley is a good play. 24, Zay Flowers. Received double-digit targets last time. Mark Andrews missed a game. Mark Andrews out for us this season. They play the Chargers. I think you can start to play Zay Flowers with confidence with a new depth chart of pass catchers there in Baltimore. 25, Jordan Addison. He plays Chicago. Good matchup for him. I've been extremely impressed with how good Jordan Addison's looked on the field this year, and Dobbs has obviously been able to get it done most of the games for them at the quarterback position. 26, Terry McLaurin. He plays Dallas. They'll obviously have to score to keep up with Dallas, and Terry's been getting a lot of targets recently. He's a good player. I think you can roll him out there with high confidence. 27, DeAndre Hopkins. He plays Carolina. Not the best matchup for wide receivers, but you gotta hope Will Levis can do all right in that game and get D-Hop some opportunities. 28, Tyler Lockett. He plays San Francisco. See DK Metcalf for all the reasons I'm concerned. Tyler Lockett, though, at least has been producing. DK produced that last week, so you can't really blame him. But I just mean before that, he was on the rough stretch. Maybe he's out of it now. We'll see. 29, Christian Kirk. He's getting a good amount of targets before Zay Jones came back. I think that's something to monitor. But I think it's more of a one-week blip, and Christian Kirk could be good again this week against Houston. Like I said, a high-scoring game. 30, Deontay Johnson. He plays Cincinnati. I think he's too good a receiver. I think these last 2 weeks are going to be blips in his radar just because this new Matt Canada is out there. I think the dumb stuff will stop to a degree. Deontay Johnson is going to be heavily utilized, I think, going forward. Going to be that 8-10 target type per game type of guy. Alright, if you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys for watching.